Hi everybody, thank you for joining me here in the Den of Friendship Shaving this week. Many of you will be aware by now, especially by the time my video goes out, that one of our community, Jill Snowden from She Shaves with Jill, has sadly passed away recently. And while it isn't my intention to eulogise Jill, I will leave that to those of you that knew her a little better than I did. I would nevertheless like to raise my brush and mark her passing and use some products that I think Jill would have liked in my shave today. So the brush I'm using is the Razor Rock Bruce with the Plesoft type knot. I know Jill liked that brush, and the shaving soap I'm using today is a Cheong Fung Sing soap, Bergamotto Neroli. I've got a little sample. The razor I've got today is my 1921 through 29 Gillette Old Type 102A. It is an American razor made in the USA, so that somehow seems appropriate, and I think it's one of the most beautiful razors in my collection. I'm going to pop in a Gillette Nacet blade today, and this will be the second use of the blade. There we are, we're all set to go. Now I'm just going to move my case out of the way. I don't wish to get any water on that. And we're ready to go with this soap. Now I will put links to Jill's first video and her last video in the description to my video. In watching her last video, she shaved with a Soap Commander sample of soap called Orange. And even though Jill was poorly, and you can see that in the video, she obviously enjoyed her shave and enjoyed the scent of the soap. She talked about the scent of bergamot and the scent of the orange, and she said it was very refreshing. So thankfully I have this terrific sample of a terrific soap brand. The top notes are bergamot and orange, and they certainly do smell refreshing, very refreshing indeed. But there's also a touch of pineapple in there, and it just lifts that citrus into a little bit of a fruity scent in the top notes. In the middle notes, it's scented with rose, neroli and some peach, and then it dies down into a little bit of a musky scent. The point where the mid notes come in and the top notes die down, you get the most wonderful smell. But it's a very fresh, refreshing soap, and I think Jill would have liked this. I lost touch with Jill a little bit. When I first started making videos, Jill always commented on my videos, and I was initially surprised that a lady would comment on my videos. And she did that with a lot of guys before she started her own channel. And let me tell you, she was very knowledgeable. She knew a thing or two about shaving. As I say, when she started her own channel, I lost contact with her a little bit, but I would occasionally go over and watch one of her shows and leave a comment. And she'd often say, "Oh, good, it's you. I love it when you leave a comment." And well, you can see by my face, she made me feel really good about myself. And I think she probably did that with a great many people. I know she wasn't afraid of using any razor or any blade. And again, in that last video, she's using an R41 Plus. And that's why I've picked this video. This razor. It's a reasonably aggressive razor, but I find it to be really nice and really smooth, and that was something she didn't get in that last shave, and it's really a shame. I must say that I didn't know Jill very well, but her passing has quite affected me. And I did feel today that I couldn't just let her passing go by without somehow marking it. So there we are. That's why you've got the video you've got today. Now that's a very nice first pass. I do like this brush. It is one of my favourite brushes. It's got an absolutely super knot in it. I like the shape of it. And for an inexpensive brush from Razor Rock, I think it's absolutely fabulous. There are, a lot more expensive brushes on the market that I don't like as much as I like this one. There we go. I'm catching just a little bit of peach in this soap as well. It's a really, really nice soap. It feels a little bit grainy when I tuck some out and put some in my bowl, but it dissolves and lathers up beautifully. It's very nice indeed. I found it very sobering watching Jill's last video. She makes a comment to one of the gentlemen that watched the video that she thought and felt that she was living her last days, and that was really sobering for me. And she certainly didn't look like she was living her last days. But that was the comment that really affected me. And I can only say from my interactions with her, she was a lovely person. That was my opinion, and I know that was a lot of people in the community thought exactly the same. I think she had a good sense of humour as well, and I'm going to finish the video with something that I think might have made Jill smile. Do you know, this Gillette 102A, no date code. If you see one without a date code, it's from 1921 through 1929, most likely. It's a fabulous razor, it really is. It's one I just bring out now and again, and I love it. I love it. Some nice items in the den today. Oh yeah, fabulous, man. The tips on this are beautiful, really lovely. Now we will give that a cursory rinse. And we'll go against the grain with this pass. Now, I don't know if you have ever looked up unusual ways in which people have died. Well, I looked it up today, and it might make you laugh. One of the things that struck me, and I think Jill would appreciate this, is that without exception, all the ones I found listed were men rather than women. I don't know what it is about us men, but let me tell you that in 1794, John Kendrick was killed by a cannonball from a cannon that was fired in his honour. Now you would think, wouldn't you, that somebody would have said to him, John, don't stand in front of the cannon. But obviously not. You've got to wonder, haven't you? There was a Clement Volendime in 1871. Now this gentleman was either the best defence lawyer ever, or he was an idiot. I'm not quite sure which, but he accidentally shot himself in court while he was proving to a jury that his client's alleged victim may have shot himself. So in demonstrating how that might happen, he really did shoot himself. And I must admit, I don't know if his client got off. One would assume so. One of my favourites is Alex Mitchell in 1975, who laughed himself to death while watching a comedy show on the telly. It was an episode of The Goodies. And then there was a Russian gentleman called Sergei. In 2009, we won't mention his surname in case his family are still embarrassed. He allegedly won a bet to have uninterrupted, continuous sex with 2 women for 12 hours. It wasn't the sex that killed him, it was the whole bottle of Viagra that he took to help him. So there we go. I hope that was not too irreverent, and I do think Jill would have been somewhat amused at the escapades that us fellows managed to get up to. Now I'm going to use my alum block today. And that is pretty good. A little bit there, strangely enough. There we are, it's kicking in a little bit now. We've got a tingling warmth all over. I'm going to use an executive shaving aftershave balm today. It has a mild orange scent, and it will go really rather well with this Chongfeng soap. Terrific quality soap, don't see it so much nowadays, but a company was run by the gentleman's daughter, Gabriella, and now it is run by his granddaughter, Paola, in Italy. And yeah, a very interesting history behind that company. So now I've got my Citrus Kiss. Just 1 squirt is all you need. This really is terrifically moisturising. So I definitely only need 1 squirt. And to be honest, I could do with a half a squirt if that's possible. Oh, it smells beautiful. It's like a Mediterranean citrus scent. So that is my shave today. I hope it was appropriate. And once again, just like to raise my brush and say, God bless you, Jill. Take care now. Be well. All the best.